So today, any questions before we start on whatever we have discussed so far? All clear? No issues? Okay. Today we go detail into the Nibbana, the way to experience Nibbana. So I was talking some time ago, 7 things what you need to understand. The first thing is what to be investigated. So you have to investigate the Rupa, you have to investigate the Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. These are the 5 things that needs to be investigated. Okay. Then after investigation, we need to see the next step is why something is happening. So if we don't know why something is happening, then we don't know whether there is suffering or there is no suffering. So when I say that why something is happening, is that why am I born here? That's first simple question. Start with that simple question. Why am I born here? You'll get a very crazy answer that I don't know. That's the only answer what you get. Okay. Now, isn't it our birthright to know why are you here? Simple. It's just like somebody has taken us to a party and we don't know the party and we're just there and we don't know what to do in the party. So shouldn't we know why are we here in this party? Okay. So this way of seeing is the first noble truth. So we should ask the first question, why? This is the root cause analysis. Why are we here? So of all the answers you get only one answer, I don't know. Okay. And when the answer is I don't know, then there are 3 plausible explanations to that. There's no fourth one, only 3. The first one I can say may be act of God. Because I don't know. Honestly speaking, I don't know. Not only I don't know, nobody knows either. If I go and ask my parents, how was I born? They don't know. And they don't know how they were born and how my grandfather's father and mother were born and their father and mother were born, their grandfather and grandmother were born. So we can go to infinite. I don't know. So when I get I don't know, and if I try my best and I don't know, what should be the plausible explanation to that? Is act of God. Prove me if I'm wrong. Or I will say it is due to my past deeds. Again, prove me if I'm wrong. Or I will say, I don't know. It's just a coincidence. I just going, I don't know, somebody pulled me here, so I'm here. So random causes. Clear. The first thing is I need to know there are 5 aggregates. That's the thing to be investigated. If I want Nibbana, there's anything called as Nibbana, then I need to investigate something to get into Nibbana. Otherwise, I can be just imagining Nibbana. So, even before I come to 5 aggregates to investigate, the first question I need to ask is, why am I here? Right? And then only I can do something. If I've accepted to why I'm here, then there's no problem. If I don't accept to why am I here is the problem. Now I have to find a solution to it. Let's say if I've accepted to it, I'm here and I'm enjoying life. So is there a suffering then? No, absolutely no suffering. So most of us are trying to create suffering when there is no suffering. Now you might ask me, what does that mean? We are good in jobs, we are good, able to spend money, we are going here and there, and everything is working. So why should you then take it as suffering? Somebody else's suffering is not my problem, isn't it or not? Or should I be bothered about that person's suffering? I don't think so. So in that case, why am I here? I have an answer to it. It's an act of God because of my past deeds and just a coincidence. Okay. If we don't know this much, which we know, and hence we are mimicking or we are just trying to do something called as suffering, when in reality no suffering exists. What do you think? Can you think and tell me, isn't it true that there is no suffering and you are imagining a suffering and then you are saying there is suffering because we are on Buddha Dhamma? But in reality, there is no suffering. You're just creating a concept of suffering, and hence it doesn't stick with us that there is a suffering. Anyone, any kind of discussions or arguments and say that why this is not true? Yes?
Yes, I agree with you, because even this concept of suffering, the moment this like speech ends and people live in the world, they will forget this. And then again, when this is discussed or they created by themselves, suffering comes.
Yep.
So it just there's no existence of suffering.
Right. And hence we create suffering by sensations. Yes, Archana.
Sir, whatever Kalyan just answered, but he said in his experience that how he suffered with because of the illness he was going through, right? So that is suffering, no? Less like that is just his example, but we do have similar experiences in our life. If we are not feeling well or because of various reasons we are attached to, it brings suffering.
Yes.
I would like to answer, ma'am. So even if like suppose you have back pain now, that pain will be there. But suffering should not be there. Like you shouldn't make a concept that that feeling is pain. If you get this, then I think you will get what suffering is. Am I right, sir?
See, the thing is like this. We have only one thing as suffering, that is sensations. That's all. So, have we understood or real that there is suffering? Or have we got into a concept of suffering? Like you said, Archana, and also Kalyan, is that there is body is sick. Doesn't mean that you can't go to a doctor. You can. Doesn't that mean that you can't take a medicine? You can. Doesn't it mean that you can't get it cured? You can. After it is cured, do you feel the suffering? So that means, is there a suffering? No, there's an answer, there's a solution to the suffering, right? So will you sit and cry, there is suffering? No. Same thing with job, right? So you're going by train. Do you cry every day that, oh my goodness, I have to catch the train? Or do you really say, oh, I have to brush the teeth. Oh my God. Oh, I have to take a bath. Oh, I have to wear a dress. Do you do like that? No. Now you're in a college where you're doing. So you're there. So are you feeling suffering now? You have a fan on top. So even if you're feeling hot, the fan is taking care of it. So there's no suffering. So the actual suffering is not the sensation suffering. The actual suffering is, why am I here? That's Buddha Dhamma. Anything else below that is just game of sensations. So when we go to a retreat, we just look at sensations. That's it. Do you really get the dukkha of life and death while in retreat? No. Do you get an answer to why are you born here? No. Do you get an answer to where are you going? No. Do you get an answer to where you can go? No. Then what's the point? It's nothing. It's another thing. That's it. So when I go to a retreat, I sit for 8 hours or 10 hours. Okay, 10-day retreat, and 20-day retreat, and 30-day retreat, and 45 days retreat, 60 days. Maybe I can have my own retreat, 100 days retreat, maybe 200 days retreat, maybe 500 days retreat. Absolutely fair. I take the same concept and I keep on doing. Now, have I really understood what is dukkha? It is jati pi dukkha, not the sensation pi dukkha, not the samvedana pi dukkha, the jati pi dukkha. So the first question I need to ask for myself is, why am I here? And then I can find a solution to it. And the solution Buddha gives in 3 parts in the Titayatana Sutta. When you ask this question, they say, by the act of God, or by karma, or by random causes. What else? Okay, now I come here. I've landed in a so and so parents, I had so and so education, I have so and so job. Now the question comes, where am I going? So, isn't it foolishness then? Not knowing where you're going. I should know where I'm going. So, how do you know where you're going? By knowing your current state. How do you know your current state? By investigating. How do you investigate? By looking at the reality. And what's the reality? To arise and pass away. How do you get arising and passing away? By observing. How do you observe? By being aware. How do you being aware? By body and mind. Now I get an answer. So the birth has happened due to body and mind. I get a particular type of the body and a particular type of mind. They both are not mine. They're alien. Why? Because that is what is creating jati. And hence it is dukkha. If I know where I am heading to, it makes no problem to me. I don't know. Maybe all of you sitting there know it. And unfortunately for me, I don't know. If I look at Asad, he is very happy. Maybe he knows I was born in whichever country he was born. Maybe when I see Madhukar, I see he's very happy. He knows where he's born. When I see Kalyan, maybe he's happy. And also Ariu or Archana, who are there on video, the remaining people are blissful. Because they're neither on video nor. I don't seem like nobody knows why they were born. In my case, I'm having a terrible fear. I'm literally restless of taking a circus, which I didn't want to participate. Actually, I'm in a circus. And there are people sitting and asking me to do a father role and a son role and a husband role, employee role, and this and that. And I don't know, all roles I have to do. So I keep on performing. But my question is, why? Why should I perform? So now comes the investigative aspect. And that investigation is vipassana. Another word which Buddha uses in this thing is mimamsa, where it's a part of Iddhipada, Chandiddhipada, first thing. Then you have to have virya, energy, to know what it is. First you have interest. Am I interested in knowing why am I here? Or am I totally absorbed in delusion that I'm in Goenka retreat? That's another delusion. Why is that delusion? Because I'm doing the same thing again and again and again, which is samsara, basically. If I do the same experiment and get a different result, it's not going to happen. If I do a 10-day retreat and do the same thing for next 20 days and do another same thing in the next 30 days, and like that, will I get a different result? Is it feasible? No. So I need to know that I need to have these iddhipadas, base of psychic power, is what in English, I don't know why they called it as psychic power. Iddhi and siddhi are not psychic, is to establish. So you need to have chanda. Then I need to have virya. Then I need to have samadhi. Then vimamsa. Vimamsa will bring me to investigation. And when these four happen, that is chanda, virya, samadhi, and vimamsa, will give me vipassana. Now I can see. Now, first chanda is to know what this body and mind is, not my body. I've got nothing to do with this body. And I have got nothing to do with this mind. Because my mind, if I say it's my mind, it changes based upon situations for which I have no control over the situations. I was feeling hot. That's a situation. But the mind will react to the situation. What should I do? Curtail the mind from reacting situation. But does that mean mind is one thing and you are one thing? And absolutely yes. That's true. You are not the mind. And believing I am the mind is a delusion. How do you do that? First, make the mind to be in sealer. No, you don't require sealer. Sorry, mind requires sealer because the mind breaks the precept. See, I have delegated to the mind, and hence it breaks it because the mind is conditioned. Conditioned by what? Conditioned by raga, desire. Conditioned by dvesha, hatred. Conditioned by delusion. So what I should do? Help it to get over the condition because I cannot directly talk. I require the six senses, but these senses are not mine. They're just instruments. So what should I do? Make these six instrument work in a coordinated way. What I need to do. So I investigated. How did I investigate? I looked at with interest. Chanda. What's happening? What is the function of the eye? EYE is to see. What's the function of the ear? Is to hear. That's it. What's the function of the nose? To smell. That's it. What's the function of the tongue? Taste. What's the function of the body? To touch something. Just touch. And what's the function of the mind? Is to consolidate everything and create an intellect, intelligence to think what should be done and what not should be done. But if the mind is in delusion, it cannot process, it cannot decide. It is leaning one side. Now, what I should do is I come and cleanse the mind, fortify, and then I don't have to come here again. Now I found a solution to the first problem, jati pi dukha. Now the mind is aging and the body is aging, but am I aging? I've got nothing to do with it. If I associate with the body and mind, I am also aging. So the first question I need to ask is, why am I here? And the second question is, what makes me come here? What? What makes me? What is that makes me come here? So I've been supporting the body and mind, and hence I'm here. The answer. Where in the sutta it is spoken about. And many suttas talk about it. And especially Charan Nama Sutta. It is in the Dutiya Gaddula Baddha Sutta, where Buddha says, this mind has been playing around for so many lives. Also in another sutta, Asuttava Sutta. There's two main suttas. If somebody says that, I don't know from where is he getting it. I've given it earlier also. Then fine. Okay. We need to be clear. Now, having understood this, what and why, now we come to the section how. How portion is answered in Vitayatana Sutta. How do you come? How do you come? You come because of food. What is the food? Mental and physical food. If I did not have this interest of physical and mental food, I won't have come. Not only I, nobody would have come. And because there is mental and physical food, need to come. So Vakantiya Sati Namarupa. Namarupa Pachaya Salayatana. Salayatana Pachaya Phassa. Phassa Pachaya Vedana. And he says this is the dukkha. It's true. And please note, there is not even a single sentence or a word or a phrase or a verb or a noun called as samvedana. If we keep on using samvedana, we are not on to the Dhamma. We are somewhere. Because that doesn't answer why am I here? What did I do to come here? And how did it happen? Three intriguing questions. So if somebody asks you, oh, why are you in Buddha Dhamma? You should be affirmative in answering. I want to know why I'm here. I want to know what made me come here. How did I arrive? But that's a starting point. And if somebody says, I don't agree with this, even if it's a Buddhist, fair. You can tell him, why don't you go through the Four Noble Truths and see the first Noble Truth for yourself? It doesn't start with Samvedana. Now, why this clarity is required? Not that it's a language thing of Samvedana equals Vedana or whatever it is. That's beyond our question. The question should be that, why am I here? That's it. It doesn't matter whom are we following. But ultimately, all of whomever we have followed in our life, whether a Burmese monk or a Burmese lay follower or a Thai monk or a Thai lay follower or a Sri Lankan monk or a Sri Lankan lay follower or any other traditions like in Tibetan and Mahayana and this and that and so many things. Ultimately, we have to drop all of these agencies and come to the Buddha and the Buddha alone. These are just small, what we can say, tools to tighten or loosen or do something. But that's not the end of it. So if I have an intention that this is exactly what I want to do is to be on the tradition, I have been well led by myself. So the sooner we drop the traditions, because that we are creating dukkha. Why? The jati pi dukkha will continue. Now I am on a different path called as tradition path. I have dropped Buddha Dhamma itself. I have taken a little portion of that. Just like somebody goes to a bakery and he takes a bun or a bread or a cake and believes that the entire thing is bakery now. Because it's been made out from bakery. Yes, absolutely. It was made from bakery. But bakery does many more things. And the original is the dough which is required to make that. From that, you create different products, agreeable. Just like somebody leaves the gold and takes the ornaments to be gold. Yes, it's made out of gold. It's not gold. The Buddha Dhamma is the gold. The remaining things are ornaments. Don't go by ornamentation. You're going to have a hard time. Go by the gold. So, what should I do? Investigate. Whenever I go, wherever, whether I go to Sri Lanka or to Burma or to Thai or whatever, ask this question. Does this, whomever I'm following, shows me why am I here? If yes, follow. So to go to the assistant teacher or the teacher before signing, should say, you know what? I want to know why am I here? Would you be able to do this for me? And if he says, even I am trying to find it, my dear friend, don't argue or don't talk further. Thank him. Say goodbye. This makes no sense. Because if the ultimate goal is Nibbana, and this is an obstacle. So the first thing I need to do out of the 7 things is to know what to investigate. So it's a very simple thing I need to take up with anyone. In fact, if anybody is coming to my house itself, to my retreat itself, they should have this question. Can you teach me why am I here? And if I say, I am also trying to find out, my dear friend, you shouldn't make a booking. It makes no sense. Why? It's not going to help you. If it is going to help you, fine, fair, come. If it's not going to help you, nor is going to help me, and we both are blind, searching for the same thing, one blind man trying to help another blind man makes it even more blinder than the blind. No point. I'll say, thank you, Vilasji. It was nice meeting you. Run away from there. It makes no sense. However, if this individual can explain step by step to know how you were born, makes sense? I will bet on that horse. And I should be able to question that person. I can't be said, just watch the sensation and you will come to see. What will I see? Will it give me an answer? How was I born? No. It didn't give me what. It didn't give me how. It didn't give me why. No point. I should walk away from that person. That teacher by name Vilas might be the best in Dhamma. He knows all the suttas. I don't want to go there. Makes no sense. No, he has a very good Pali knowledge. Doesn't matter. We feel that he is an arhat. Doesn't sell. Sorry, I don't care whether it's arhat or not. What does it do to me? I want to know why I was born. It has got nothing to do with who is an arhat. That makes sense. The first noble truth to know is the first thing. Why are you born? and you can do something about it. Makes sense? So to know this, you need to know what to investigate. And the investigation here is the rupa, because that's what we are born with. Now it makes sense. It's logical. All I'm seeing here is rupa, form. So now I have to find out, why did I get the form? How did I get the form? And what made it get the form? Ah, this makes sense. And the form is not sufficient. There is a feeling. Why there is a feeling? What caused this feeling? And how am I getting this feeling? Makes sense. Then comes the third one. Why I am perceiving? For what reason? What is that I perceive? And how does the perception happen? Makes sense. Beautiful. Now, why there is a choice? Yeah, we do choices. Why? What do we choose? This is one. And how do we choose? And the fourth, last one, is why do we cognize? What do we cognize? And how do we cognize? Now, nobody can beat it because they have to answer this. So I go to assistant teacher. I'll ask this question. He will be blown away like a vacuum sucked out because he has no idea about it. So then I'll say, thank you, assistant teacher. You're so nice of you. And walk away. And that's exactly what Buddha did with Alara Kalama and Uddaka Ramaputta. Because he did not get an answer. Why is he doing this? And what is he doing? And how is he doing it? So before we follow anyone, before we give our life to someone, we should be clear, why are we doing it? Let's say you are following me for whatever God known reasons. You can't say, we are following you, Vilasji, because of God. We are following because of karma. No. We don't even know why are we following. Maybe you talk so well and we like you the way you speak. No. You need to ask this person, boss, tell me one thing. Have you yourself experienced these three things? Why, what, and how? Go around the world and ask. Whoever gives you answer to these three questions satisfactorily, go and join him. And you will find no one except for the Buddha. Doesn't it make sense for us then to stop the agency commission and go directly to the Buddha? Should we not go to the original equipment manufacturers instead of the dealers? Makes no sense. Because the dealers don't know. Because when I ask this question, they're clueless. They are saying their organizations manifesto. I don't want your organization manifesto. Sorry, sir. No, we have put the board, Buddha board. That doesn't matter to me. No, we have a 72 feet Buddha. No, you might have 100 feet Buddha. I don't care. What will I do with that 100 feet Buddha when I don't know the simplest of the thing? Why am I here? Then, next question. Why, how, why, what, and how we picked up. Now you have to come to the next set of questions for yourself and for whomever you are following. Where am I going? Where? No, 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 that is not required to be known. You just keep on watching sensation. Thank you very much for your such a nice discourse. But you see, sir, I want to know. You know what? Even we are searching for it. Blind following the blind. Not possible. So what should I do? The same teacher to whom I have asked what or why, what and how, I need to ask him, sir, have you seen where are you going? Yes, I've seen where I'm going. Excellent. How do you know where you're going? What steps did you take to be knowing that you're going here? What's the roadmap? Can you share me your roadmap? Yes, here is a roadmap. This is exactly what I followed. Are you saying by following this, am I also going to get the same thing? Yes. Is there any person other than you who can vouch it for me? Yes. Okay. So there's some testimony, you mean to say? Yes. So they have walked on this path. Yes. And they can cross check themselves where they have reached. Yes. Excellent. Can you give me their names so that I can check with them? Here are the names. Good. Now it's up to me to ask them. You don't have to worry. I will ask them. Okay. Now that much is taken care. The last question in this series after this is, have you reached the last, meaning ending of suffering? And if yes, tell me step by step from the point where you were to the point you ended. And if that teacher says, these are the steps what I followed and I've ended the suffering, now I don't have any further questions. Because my problem now, not my teacher's problem, because the teacher has laid out everything. If I don't get it, that's my problem. So if they ask, we'll ask, how far have you reached to the end? I can positively say 2 more steps. Now, how many steps were there when you started? 6. How many did you complete? 4. How many remains? 2. Can you prove? Yes. Well, come and fight. Let's have a fair fight. Now I am a follower of the Buddha because now I have energy to fight, not just to argue. Just prove it. But whether that person accepts or rejects is not my problem because I've already crossed over. So when I've crossed over, I know I've crossed over. So there's nothing to be worried about. So I came to know why I was born. I came to know where I'm going. And I came to know how to end the journey. That's it. It's like asking, why were you here in San Francisco? I don't know. Instead of that, I know why I'm in San Francisco. And what are you going to do here? I exactly know what I'm going to do there. And how long you're going to be there. I know exactly how long I'm going to be there. So I have no confusions on it. And if somebody says, where are you going, Vilas, after San Francisco? I can say, I'm going to this place, so place. And the person says, have you bought the flight ticket? Yes. How did you buy the flight ticket? I bought the flight ticket because I deserve to buy the flight ticket. What does that mean? How did you deserve? I had money to buy the flight ticket. Can you show me the flight ticket? Here it is. Oh, good. In the same way, if I have the flight ticket to the Suddhavasa, can I not prove it? I can. Why doubt? I can show the flight ticket. Ah, this is physical. Yes, it's not physical. But can I make somebody experience the same thing as I've experienced? And can they give testimony? So they can see, yes, indeed it is possible. So like that. So now we come into the deeper of Buddha Dhamma is the 5 aggregates. Because I've started with the first question, why am I here? Now, why did I get this form? If I ask this question, I get an answer from the Buddha, not from the tradition. Let the tradition go and fly the kites while I go to the Buddha and ask. And the Buddha says, because of food, not because of kite flying. Simple. I tried all teachers and I found Buddha to giving me the best of the answers, which is logical. How did I get the form? Due to food. Perfect. Can anybody disprove it? Why? For anything in this world, you require food or fuel. Airline, fuel. Car, fuel. The body also requires fuel. So from where do you get fuel? From the plants and animals. Where else? How many times you have to refuel? 2 to 3 times in a day. Can anything be done to stop it? So in Pali, it's called as Ahara Samudaya, Rupa Samudaya. Thank you, sir. Yes, Vilas, but I'll tell you one thing. Watch over this for the entire day for the next 6 months. How? Pachavekkana, reflection. Reflect upon why are you eating. Don't get hooked onto eating. In the same way, don't get caught up in the sight. Don't get caught up in the sound. Don't get caught up on the smell, taste, and touch and thoughts. Because they're also fuel. Ah, I didn't know that. Yes, Vilas, that's the fuel. Have awareness that you have 6 fuels, each fueling itself. You might be crazy. No, Vilas. It is mental food and physical food. Be careful. Don't come back to me for next 6 months till you practice it. So how do I do it? Vilas, the first thing you need to do is samatha, tranquility, followed by vipassana. Just do that. And come back in 180 days from today. You mean to say I'm not going to see you for next 6 months? Take it like that. Because there's nothing, even if you come to me tomorrow morning and ask me, I'm going to be telling you the same thing, that ahara samudaya, rupa samudaya. Remember this. So this Vilas goes into Aranyagatova, goes and sits somewhere, closing all electronic gadgets and interacting only for the sake of interacting. When I say electronic gadget, doesn't mean that he'll switch off his mobile for anything. He will just use it for the sake of using it. And then does a Rukka Mula Gatova, which means he's going to now do a root cause analysis of 5 whys. Why and why and why and why and why to get the answer. And Shunya Gatova. Now he makes his mind empty of content. All that he's been taking this load. What happens then? For the next 6 months, he's on a vipassana ride with samatha. So if Vilas is very good, he can start vipassana and then do samatha. If Vilas has not yet established, he has to do samatha followed by vipassana. That's what Sariputta recommends in the Yuganda. Yok. And then Vilas learns how to balance out both the samatha and vipassana. And then what happens? He gains liberation. From what? From the body and mind. I'm not the mind. Bye bye. So that state is parinibban. Tata. Bye bye. See you. And living state with the mind, not attached with the mind, is Nibbana. So the mind is cleansed of defilement. So there is no raga dvesha more. The journey ended. And today I'm introducing this. We'll do it every day as a practice for the next few months, only on this. And then you can see it for yourself. So, what am I covering today? Why am I born? Okay, that's it I had. Any questions or any comments? So, Ari, you won't have heard in the last 6 years of so much of serious talk, I guess, without animation.
There are times you're more stern than this.
No, I'm not stern. Today I'm not stern. I'm going in depth rather than being stern. Stern is that I'm not telling you should do like that. I'm asking you to investigate.
But it's in a natural flow.
And tomorrow I can go even more deeper. And then I can show my real nature. Yes, Asad. You're on mute.
Oh, yep, there you go. That was perfect. The flow of the discussion is so nice, and even someone can meditate while you're talking as well, which is kind of a double benefit to begin with, you know. Um, but yeah, as Adu sometimes says, I'm curious. Let's start with that. Is it so? The type and the style of the questioning, well, isn't it supposed to be who I am, to reflect back to you rather than say why I am here or what I'm doing
Good
here?
question. I thought somebody is going to ask me this. Who am I? That will
I
take
asked
you.
on behalf of Ario. Sorry,
You what?
I asked this question in behalf of Ario. I thought
On
Ario is
behalf of
going to
Ari.
ask this.
Okay, got it. Got it. So, who am I? That doesn't peel off everything of the orange. It will peel off the outer cover, but that white thing will remain. So the best way to ask is what Buddha has done. Why? Because the jati pi dukkha, jara pi dukkha, vyadhi pi dukkha, maranam pi dukkha is portion of why. And then you can find an intriguing answer to it, either in these three categories. Because I really don't know. So I can have go by the God will or by deeds of my past, or it's random and coincidental. If I ask, who am I? I've already taken I am. And that's a problem. Because I'm searching the I in this, in who am I? And that's the difference between Vedanta way and the way of the Buddha. Vedanta starts with who am I, which is perfect actually, but it keeps I. Because who I am, that I is not left. If you leave I, there is no who also. Right? It negates it. Let's say if Vilas himself is not there, then this question asking, who am I, doesn't even arise. And hence the reason many people don't understand anatta is not anatma, no soul. It's got nothing to do with that. It's not a fixed object, nor it is a variable object either. It is something like saying, do you have control over everything? And the answer is no. Do you have control over something? And the answer is no. And do you have control over nothing? And the answer is no. Why? If there is a condition matching to that, you can control it. Like in the office, I can work on a problem. Why? Because I'm matching the conditions, and hence I can work. Otherwise, it becomes untenable. If I say anatma, that means I have nothing to do. That means every moment the atma arises and passes away. So then who is doing karma then? One moment Asad is alive, another moment Asad is passed away. Can that happen? No, it never happen. That means if you pass away means dead and became alive, or will you remember? Not possible. While you can remember everything from the beginning time, so it's untenable. What Buddha calls anatta is a control aspect, not as an entity aspect. Right? And where it is explained, just go to 22.59 in Sayukta Nikaya, Anatta Lakkana Sutta. Have you ever seen anywhere Buddha talking of Atma and Anatma? No. Why? Because if there is Atma, then there is Anatma. If there is Anatma, there should be Atma then. Because if something exists, only then you can say that thing doesn't exist. You can't negate the non-existing thing as existing just to make it non-existing, which makes it foolishness. If San Francisco is there, or if Wellington is there, or Auckland is there, then only you can do something about that. Otherwise not. Like I'm driving the car. If there is anatma, it means that even the space is anatma. Why? The coordinates, latitude, longitude keeps on shifting every moment. So anicca, if I put in this, it looks so ridiculous. It arises and passes away. Is that true? The pole star, is it arising and passing away? If that is true, then there can't be anything called as compass. And to see this, Earth is following a trajectory which is from the beginning of the time, it is going in an exact trajectory with little bit of degree modifications. That's fine. But it's fixed trajectory. Moon is turning around this Earth. It's fixed. And hence we say 24 hours. Otherwise, today is 24, tomorrow it is 100. And day after tomorrow is only 1 hour. And that day after tomorrow, 5 minutes. And another day I wake up, Asad, it's 10,800 hours for a day. Because that's uncertain. That's not only uncertain, it is anitya. It's impermanent. But we know calendar is permanent. Let's see practically. And what is Buddha trying to say in anicca is between two of the poles, birth and death. It's can call it anitya because the day can never be stopped. Do whatever you want to do. You will get old by one day, and the second day, and 10 days, and 1 month, and 12 months. Then you call that as a year, and then you make it 2 years, and like that, you make it as 50 years, 55 years, 60 years, like that. Nobody can stop this process. That's true. And hence it's anicca or anitya also. It's not permanent. Why? You can see the day going away. You can't do anything. And if you say, I can control the day, my dear friend, you can't even control yourself. Forget controlling the day. Can you control after eating no digestion? No. That's the reason it is anatma, because you can't do anything. If Atma was there or Atta was there, you could have done something about it. You're feeling pissed off. Go to the washroom. You can't do anything. I'm feeling like getting down under as poop. Please go to the washroom. You can't stop it. Hunger, thirst, wearing of clothes, car, having a room, having medicines. So you don't have control. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, sir. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana, no control. You can't control. Got it, sir. That's the reason you should be in Buddha Dhamma, is what my teacher Buddha would say. Yes.
If I may ask, well, sometimes you get into the zone that you're just as you're watching and stuff is happening around, and you feel that obviously you're not the body and you're just watching. Would that be, well, I mean, they call it, is it the observer or is it a consciousness or?
It's an observer. See, first to have a knowledge of what is consciousness. It's just the awareness. And the awareness has another aspect called observation. So you observe. Few days ago, this guy sitting here, Kalyan Jyoti, had this weirdest experience of observation. And that made him cry. Because he came to know that there is no mind in the body. Yes.
So now it has become a little different. Like that's what I texted you yesterday, and I removed it, and I didn't like to talk about it. But now it's like there is no separate observe than this. Like that's what I was trying to say. When I close my eyes and I hear you, everything is all together. Even this distance, like here, this pain is happening, or here, this sensation. There is no distance when I all together seeing it. So there is no difference. It's just a light and awareness. Like
Yes. So first it separates out. That's the reason I told you, Kalyan, wait for a few more months. It has to solidify. And when it solidifies, you will see there is no thing as body and mind. It's only awareness. But initially it will split up like this. And this guy starts to fall down, and this guy comes near. Now you're just awareness. So then this thing called as body and mind goes away. Because that's a concept. No concepts exist. So right now you're on a jolly ride, and hence I'm told you, just enjoy the ride. It's a beautiful honeymoon period, Kalyan. That's the reason I even told you the date. Write it and keep it, not before January. But you'll get more weird experiences going forward. Make a note. This is just a starting point. Still more to travel.
So now even my dreams are like very aware. Like I'm aware of my dream in the dream state where how I transition. Everything is like
Yes, you would be the watcher of the dream. You would be the watcher of the day, like the day what we have today. And by December, you will be able to watch over the deep sleepers. And by mid-Jan, you will have some other insights.
yeah, that deep sleep is missing. I am not aware of it.
Yes. There's more to travel. You're on a flight. You're on a perfect flight to Nibbana. Just enjoy. Okay. Should we call it a day? And tomorrow we start how to investigate the first part, 5 aggregates. And then we come to this. Then we come to how to remove it. Then we'll come to see what steps we have taken to remove it. And then we'll come to see the asada, pleasure, adinava, danger, nissarana, escape. These are the 7 things. When done correctly, leads to 2 states, anagami or an arhat. No below states. Let's see. Okay, have a good day and a good evening. I think